Greetings, beautiful souls. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. Welcome to my garden, my place of my inspiration. We all should have our little place, whenever it's at home or a special place or in your garden. And it doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. It is a place that make you feel safe, make you feel comfortable, and make you feel where you can be yourself, your true self. Where you do not have to be anybody that people, the world, the family need you to be or want you to be. There's a place where you can run and scream and roll naked in the grass if it is that you want, as long as you don't scare your neighbors. You can do whatever it is that you want, because when you are yourself, your true self, you will start defining who you really are. You will start finding yourself. And this is the energy of this year. So I want to make a quick share with you about the energy of this year, but I want to tell you why. Because I hope to inspire you by my way of life. Maybe, you will like it as well. So in my family, we have this tradition that on the New Year's Day, we do everything that makes us happy, everything that you would like to do in the new year, in the whole year. So the saying is, what you do on the first day of the new year, you will do the whole year. So I do hope that I can make this video sharings for you for the whole year, that I can teach, I can do my readings, my sessions, my healings, that I can grow and that we can all grow together. So this is a little gift to myself, and I hope that this is also a gift to you as well, and that you will enjoy it on this New Year's Day as much as I enjoy sharing with you. I am so grateful for all of you, and I appreciate you all so much. I love you from all my heart. So now back to the 2022, and I want to thank you for supporting me and for watching my videos and just cheering me up on this journey. And I hope that I cheer you up enough on your journey as well. So it works in the both ways in a beautiful way. And it looked like it's gonna rain, but look at that, the sun came out, the light came out. There's a hope for 2022. It's gonna be a great year. And I think that many of us, the people that I talk to the personal challenges that I'm going through in my life, we're all going through something. Kind of like want to keep us in the darkness and feel like, oh gosh, next year, what is gonna happen next? How many things I can face more than I have already done. But the good news is that there's going to be a profound changes. The bad news is that there's still going to be a chaos, and we will see some darkness in our life and in the world, because we are changing. We are changing on the personal level, and we are changing on the collective level. And the change usually is preceded with the chaos. It's preceded with the darkness. It's preceded with the unhappiness. And when you change, the world around you is not always happy that you change. So you kind of face with those challenges as well. Now, let's turn all these challenges into empowerment. Instead of sitting with them and sitting and crying in the corner in your, hidden part of your backyard where nobody will see you. Let's sit with it and say, what can I learn from this? How can I finish that transformation that I have started in 2021, which has been quite intense, right? And how I can turn it into a year feel of the truth, how I can define of who I am, what is it that I want in my life, how can I live my life with also loving, liking, and pleasing myself instead of everybody around me, right? Because if you are a healer, you are very much a pleaser, and you are trying to save the whole world and trying to please everybody around you, and you don't always receive back what you are giving, because we go like, oh no, let's just take it out. We don't have to take it back. We do have to take it back. It's okay to accept love. It's okay to choose love. It's okay to accept happiness. It's okay to choose the happiness in your life. And you know what? It's also okay to choose success and allow that in your life. So 2022, 222. So the first look at the numerical value of it. So you see three number twos which scream choices, choices, choices. That's the number two. Number two are literally like two, lines that runs together. There's a soul and there's a mind. And they kind of like running beside each other and everybody's doing their own thing. And you kind of need to choose, do I want to work with the left side of the brain? Do I want to work with the right side of the brain? What is the right choice that I am going to make? Now, if we're looking at here, we have that triple number of the choices, which mean a catalyst. That is very exciting for us. Now, I'm going to start with the number two of the choices, which was in the year 2018. So if something is not going really well in your life right now, if you are still in that moment or momentum of your transformation from the last year, you want to look at the 2018. What happened? 2018 was the number 11, and the vibration we will simplify according to the Palladian way into number 2, which is the year of choices. What kind of the choices you have made into 2018 and how they are still affecting you today. Do you need them? Do you need to change it? Do you need to alter it something? Do you embrace it or are you letting it go? What kind of the outcome came? Was it positive? Was it negative? Was it in between? And the truth is 222, number 6. 6 is the number vibration of the truth, is that you can choose whatever you want in your life. It may take a little while until it, to catch up in that cycle of life or the new reality of our life. But we can choose. So look at that and make your choice. Are you going to be completely broken about what happened, or are you going to embrace the life that is within you? Or was it the greatest thing and you're going to continue on it? Whatever it is, make a choice how you're going to feel about it, and make a choice how does it going to define you in the future of now. Then when we look at that second number 2, 2 and 2 is the 4. The year number 4 in the vibration of the 4 was 2020. Year of the clarity, right? That's where the COVID hit and we all were like, oh my goodness, should we be afraid? Should we be not afraid? What are we going to do? Is this gonna last? Is this not gonna last? It was a very shocking year for all of us. Yesterday I had this interesting talk about COVID, which I'm sure many of you have probably think about what I will say before. So my son just got tested that he's positive and he is fine. So we don't have to really worry. We're just isolating. It's good to have a backyard. And so you get this like, oh, I'm positive. You get a result. And then I have a friend who just texted me and she goes, oh, it's really good. I'm negative. And I was like, wow. It's not only that we split ourselves between, who is vaccinated, who is not vaccinated. Then, of course, we split between who is positive and who is negative, right? If you are positive, you need to separate yourself and isolate, which I honestly think is the, the healthy and the good and respectful thing to do. But let's play with the words. And it's kind of funny because English is not my first language, and sometimes I completely mix up the words or the meaning of it, which you guys know. But if I'm positive, you have to stay away from me. And if I'm negative, I'm very welcome to hang out with you. Now, if we forget about the word COVID and we take it as an energy, okay? If I'm positive, just stay away from me like evil, like, wow, you stink and you have goodies. If I'm negative, oh, welcome in my life and everything's absolutely okay. Isn't it odd? Or maybe it's all sounding odd just to me. But where are we really going? Everything seems twisted and around. It's like we're living in this weird kind of the reality where everything starts to be in the opposite kind of the way. And there are another examples that I can say, and I don't want to really go into the length of it. But it's time that we slowly embrace our truth, Forget about the COVID. But let's focus on it, who I am, that clarity, the number 4, the second number 2 in your 2022. Are you positive or are you negative? Kind of the person. What kind of the emotions you have within you? Are they heavily in the more positive energy or are they heavily more in the negative energy? And this goes to all of us. I mean, we all have a days, all our light workers or healers have a days when we are actually extremely negative inside because something's happened and the world is falling around you and you may feel so overwhelmed and do not know what to do with it. And yet on the outside you are very positive and very good and helping everybody, yet inside is a complete mess. So now it's time to decision. And that is the living the truth. What you will embrace. Can I change my negativity within me as an empowerment to be positive? Positive kind of the person. When I says, okay, I am sad today because this and that happened. And I will honor my sadness. I can even honor my anger. I think it's very healthy to do so. To honor the anger, honor any kind of the low vibrational feeling. But then I says, what can I learn from it and how can I make it to empower me to be a positive person? The can says, when somebody talk to me and I says, okay, I've been there, I done that, this happened to me. I have a compassion to what would happen to you because I lived through that and there is a life that goes on. Life is like a water. Like a beautiful moving water that's always moving. See, the standing water in the puddle will either evaporate or it will start to smell really bad. Life needs a movement. And we became kind of stuck in our fears, in our negativity, in separating ourselves as positive and negative, and so much on. And here we are in that number 2022, in the next or the last number 2 in this sequence, what is kind of like written in the front of my head. And we step in the year of the truth. To me, this is like a portal in the new earth. Now, I would say 98% of the people that I talk with in the last month or so have been challenged by the negative energy, by all kind of the negative energy. Oh God, I mean, there's been whole big stories of that. By the personal negativity, by the collective negativity, by everything. And it literally was suggesting that we should just give up, or we should be negative, or we should be this and that. I mean, where's we are going? This is such a hopeless look. There's another strain of the COVID, there's another this and there's that. The economy can be in the problem, and I don't even watch the TV because I would be probably depressed every single day. And that's what it is. This energy wants us to be depressed or wants us to be angry, depending what kind of the ego setting you are. If you are more in that victimized kind of the ego, as I always talk about, you will be depressed. If you are more in that aggressive ego, you will be angry because things are not going the way as you want them to go. And there's a new earth waiting. But the new earth portal says, taking only the positive people, and I don't mean COVID positive. I'm sorry. I mean the energetically positive. And somebody asked me if I'm already talking about the COVID. Does it matter if you had a vaccine or not to be in the new earth? It doesn't matter. What matters is your energy and how you feel. It doesn't matter if you are terminally ill, if you are healthy, if you are in your best age, or if you are too weak from your passing. It doesn't matter. That energy is here. All you have to be in your uplifted kind of the energies. You have to choose that you want to have the heart and mind connection and be uplifted. And here we are moving in this new energy. We are cosmic pioneers of this energy, of this new earth. And, suddenly we are able to see clearly the truth. And the truth is not always the pretty. And once you see the truth, you want to share it with the whole world, and everybody goes like, oh God, not happening up there. Well, I'm showing the funny cross here. If you think about number 6, okay, and the famous 666, the devil number. Why did you want to tell us that the 666 is the devil number? So you will never find the truth. That is the most empowering number ever, number 6. triple of your choices that will catalyze you to the place where you want to be or the energy that you want to be. And the next year, number 7, is the alignment between the mind, body, and the soul, like the full whole yourselves coming back into that body. Because to be able to do anything, we have to be in the human body. I mean, if I could do from the Pleiades what I'm doing from now, I'm not sure I would choose this crazy kind of the journey looking at it from now, but we have done it, and I will enjoy the earth until my last day to be here. That is the choice I have made. That is the choice I have made transiting from 21 to 22. Why should I live in the sadness and the misery and the pain of life? And there's always something that you cannot have, that you want, that you need, but it's not happening, or you cannot have it. I mean, it's a ridiculous running in a hamster wheel. So there's a choice. Live a life with the love and the happiness and the success. And that choice comes for the new earth. New earth energy is here. It has been here for a long time. We just have not been able to see it. This is the energy that the Mayans have embraced. I don't really have a backup or research that I would tell you like so and so said about that. I do not know. I just feel it. I feel it from the Pleiadians. I also feel that the Cathars, if you cannot pronounce, hear me how I pronounce it, Cathars, 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 have knew about and have ushered the people with when they by the end of their life help them to be perfect, help them to be in the higher enlightened energy, so they don't have to return back into incarnation cycle. We all can do it now. It's just open energy. But for the next probably several years, maybe decades, maybe 1, 2, maximum 300 years, we will be living in this energy between, like 1 foot in the new earth and 1 foot in our old earth. It's all just the overlying energy of the one, let's say, the cosmic planetary body of the earth. They are not two separate vehicles of it. But there's this, the one energy that is here, us, literally holding these high vibrations for the other people who, may feel falling apart, and because the life sometimes gets hard. We are living in the 3D world, in the 3D bodies. Life will get hard, but our attitude and choice toward it will decide how hard it will be. We can definitely shift the reality. Yes, we can shift the reality, which is really exciting. I'll tell you a silly example. About 2 years ago, I have seen this show that I really like one of those drama shows that has a many sequence stories. And I really wish that there will be continuance to it, that, there was something that was very unsettling, that wasn't finished in my kind of the mind, and I wanted to know how it's going to be finished. And it was a little bit, in the beginning, I think in the December, I found this show. It just popped on the YouTube. And I was like, oh my God, they did it. They really did it. I was so happy and grateful to see this show. So, did I shift the reality by my wishing? It's kind of cool to think about that. Of course, when you start wishing for something, it clicks with the mind, with the energy of the other people. We're all wishing for something that will, make us happy, or that will fulfill us in some way. I mean, it was a very positive wish. And, some writers kind of felt that and was like, wow, that's going to be kind of good show. And I was like, yes, that's going to be a good show, because it is a good show. And, yeah. So we can shift the reality, definitely. That's who we are. And it has to come from that heart and mind way. It cannot come from our lower, 3 chakras. It cannot come from that ego kind of the center. It comes from the mind center. All right, so really in the summarizing this. So 222, the first number 2, the vibration of this year started to be defined by 2018, the choices you have made for your life. You can change everything that you want, just literally observing it and changing in the way that you believe will work for you, in the most positive way. 2020 was the year of the clear vision, and also 2020 will 2 and 2 goes number 4, a year of abundance. As I share in my book Bleeding Code 2, abundance is created by knowledge, wisdom, soul memories, and then positive abundance is acquired. If you have just some kind of the knowledge and you want to turn it into the abundant code, you usually create a shortcut and you will manifest a negative abundance, which is not working. Later on you have complete crash. So whatever you are trying to manifest, then you kind of look at it, did I have enough knowledge, did I have wisdom, did I have soul memories, and did it turn into positive abundance? I'm totally aware that many businesses crash, and I'm actually aware that many new businesses have been born. A lot of awakening happened 2020. It was actually a very exciting year. So we cannot just say COVID stopped everything. It did not. It was a beautiful shake-up in a really weird way that opened our eyes, and we were like, okay, what is next ahead of us? Are we gonna give up and get sucked into this reality, or are we ready to create our new reality? And then we are in the 2022, to year of the truth. Find who you are, define who you are, not who anybody around you wants you to be, but who are you? Which part of your garden you like? It doesn't matter you're perfect. It doesn't matter you have leaves all over and you didn't clean them. Oh wow, make a snow out of them in the South Carolina. It doesn't really matter. If I'm enjoying the sitting here, and I've enjoyed the weird red, probably poisonous berries behind me because I'm not really good in identifying the things, it's okay. It makes me happy. So I know what makes me happy. I know that making video and sharing with you the knowledge that I receive while sitting and meditating in my garden makes me happy. That's my true self. I don't really have a big scripture written what to share with you. Whatever comes, I do because it comes from my heart. And if it helps me, I hope it will help you as well. So define who you are. What is it you like to wear? What is it you like to eat? What is it like you like to do? What kind of the exercise you like? Look at, not only your spiritual aspect, which you spent a gazillion years with by now, but look at your physical aspect as well. It's time to take care of our bodies. This vessel that you have for this lifetime, carry your mission. You need it. You need it, and you need it for the new earth, because while still living in the energy of the new earth, we contribute to everybody who may possibly enter there, right? So I was guided to share with you actually this thing about the 6th chakra. So we are in the year vibration number 6. So we are activating our 6th chakra, our mind, our heart and mind connection. Actually, 6th chakra is something I teach in the soul healing. It is higher in the soul energy, in your beautiful soul energy. So here we lift up our amnesia, and we can see clearly. Suddenly you see the truth. You see how you can create a reality. You see what is functioning. You see what is not functioning. And naturally it can make you angry or unhappy or frustrated about it. So suddenly, you lift up the amnesia and you see the truth. Then you need to back reverse this energy. When I see the truth, I cannot only go upward and connect, to my 7th chakra and to my guides and everybody up there who's assisting me. I have to become embodiment of the truth. So we cannot just go out of the body. Sorry, I'm repeating myself, but I think it's important. But we have to merge it in our body, because that is how you will share that energy. Think of the stories of Jesus Christ. When the disciples stood beside Jesus Christ, suddenly they become the 9-dimensional body, as the Barbara Hand-Clove writes. And we heard many stories are like that. You hear stories about these enlightened people when you are standing or sitting or meditating in their presence. Suddenly you have the chance to become enlightened and feeling, all these kind of the energies and feeling different. So that's what you want to create for the other people. That is the energy of the new earth that every single one of us can do. So how do we embody the truth? So we suddenly started seeing clearly the truth, what is going on in the world, what can we do, what can we don't do, what is our personal truth. And that may vary from, from one person to other person, which I think is completely fine and actually healthy, give us a lot of choices. Then we bring it in our fifth chakra. That is the communication center, the speaking the truth. Well, speaking the truth is a really good thing, but there's an art of the speaking of truth. Something that may come to you very naturally, or something that you need to learn. I personally had to learn that. If I say something, yep, this is the truth, this is the plain black and white, and this is how it is, and this is where we are going. Well, it doesn't really sit well with the other people. And truth can be said with compassion, with understanding, with love, with all with appreciation. So we need to learn to communicate our truth, but in a way that we don't scare the other people, the way that we make them think. Sometimes we can just plant the seeds. I often do that with my children, and I often talk about, they are not always willing, teenager, to hear about this, and that. But I plant the seeds, and they do grow, and I see them, over the time, which is really beautiful. So speaking up the truth and learning the art of the speaking and communication. Also the art of the listening. Sometimes it's okay to be quiet and observe, to be like a sage and listen. Then we bring it in your fourth chakra, embodiment. So embodiment of the truth defined as a new way of life, your way of life. What is your way of life? Every teacher teaches some way of life, right? If I'm learning something, if I'm changing, if I'm embracing these new earth energies, I cannot just be seeing it and talking about it. I have to live it. I cannot just say, it's really good that you wake up in the morning and you do your yoga, or you sit down in your backyard and you hug your tree, and do all the stuff. I have to embody it. It has to become my way of life. That's how you embody your truth, whatever your truth is. Whenever it is that you eat the meat, or you are vegetarian, or you do this, and that. The showing that it really works starts with you. I do the soul healing on me and the colors and the stuff, not every day, but several times a week, probably 4 to 5 times a week. What I teach, I practice on myself. So your way of life is embodiment of your truth. And again, the embodiment of my truth can be very different to every single one of us. There's a lot of sun right now. And so embody it, make it your way of life. Then we go down to the third chakra, and I will go more to those ego set chakras. Action. Your action reflects on your way of life. So if I embody it, I start practicing it, right? Physically practicing it. Actually, your third chakra is more dominant in that masculine ego-mind energy. And the masculine ego-mind energy is beautiful because it brings physically in your life what you want to create. So your beautiful feminine divine self is your knowledge and the wisdom, and your masculine self brings it into life. So if I tell you, okay, the yoga is really good for you, it's stretching your energy, it energizes your spine, it makes the whole meridians of your body to move and energize and cleanse and energize, then I have to practice it, right? I have to bring it physically in my life. I actually did in the 2021. That was one of my resolutions, and it was one of the probably the most successful and the good one I did, and I'm very proud of myself for that one. So physically embody it, how I'm going to do it. So that's your third chakra. Second chakra is creating from the true source. So the second chakra is more dominant in the soul energy. Again, this is something that I teach in the soul healing classes. So it's dominant in the soul energy, and it's your creativity. That's your beautiful goddess within you, your love, your knowledge, your wisdom, your creativity. Again, a beautiful energy I have deeply connected into 2021. When the Pleiadians one day came to me and it says, remember the goddess. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought I did. No, I did not. Beautiful goddess energy within you, the beautiful goddess that we connected with, Sophia, that Gnostics calls, or the Queen Mother of the West, according to Asian teaching. I mean, this is the very same energy in its core. Once you connect to it, oh my goodness, you will find your creativity within you. It may take you a little time to transform in that creativity, to transform into that true self. But once you start tapping into it, your information, your guidance on life, your channel information will shift, and you will not, do them from that survival kind of the way, but you will do them from the evolving kind of the way. And you may take a little time. I actually took into 2021 a little time for my personal changes instead of creative, the shift. So as you know, there's no book for the 2021, but it's okay. I have it written. I just want to rewrite it in a different way, in a different energy, in an energy that I found and I really love. So it's gonna be a great book. I'm excited. 2022 is such an exciting year. So yeah, I have to excite myself a little bit here. Then we go down in your first chakra, in your safety and security. That may be the challenge. That always challenges us because it's connected to the earth. It's connected to your ego, mind energy, especially ego, like dominates that energy. Survival of any species living on the earth. I guess all of them, not really sure to tell you, but let's just talk about the human right now, is ensured by the fears. You are afraid, you survive, right? We need to shift from the survival model into evolutionary model. I want to evolve. I don't want to survive. You know what? If I survive something, I'm going to be born again and again and again. I'm going to survive another life and another life and another life. I remember the past 2,000 years of my past life as a survival. They are not happy. They are actually very sad, depressing kind of the life. I had a few amazing ones when I was connected to the ancient knowledge and wisdom and push me to the future and for the evolution of the future. But there's a lot of them that are plain down depressing and sad and make you just a shiver with whatever I was thinking to planning that. And I'm pretty convinced that we all had that, or many of us had that. So sit with your first chakra often this year. And when that safety and security is challenged by whatever, because I don't want to predict the bad things, but I think we're going to see some crazy things this year. And the master learns to stay calm amid the chaos. And that's who you are becoming. You are becoming master of yourself. And it's time to become calm in the chaos and says, okay, I feel the guidance that I'm safe and secure. And I'm not here to die today. I would be silly just to sit there. The storm is coming. You're supposed to move. You are not moving and you die. I mean, that is silly. You follow the guidance, but you allow yourself to evolve. You don't do everything on the base of the survival. You says, it's the base on the evolution. It will click somewhere within you. So suddenly your first chakra, this is the exciting part of this new earth energy. I'm so happy I have done this video outside for you because I feel so inspired. It's like the information's coming from the left and the right, and I feel I have to share everything with you. And gosh, I wanted just to make a quick 10 minutes video to say hello to you and how much I love you all. But this is the new earth energy. So your first chakra switch from the survival energy into evolving energy. We are evolving into this new earth energy, and we are excited about it because you know what? Once you do it, the other ones after you will have it easier and easier. And yes, you are the cosmic pioneer, and I am so proud of you. So are the Pleiadians and anybody else. We have it the hardest. We are like those who came on the Mayflower with the axes, cutting out the trees and building up the America. Or any another place that started and grew and so much on. So the evolution. Second chakra, embody the goddess. It doesn't matter if you are a male or the female. Find your divine feminine energy. Connect to it. And let your creativity define your way. What is it that you enjoy to do? What brings you joy and happiness? It doesn't matter if it is the growing up the plants, cleaning your backyard, baking the food, be the doctor, be the lawyer, fixing up the cars. Do it from that creative force, and you will be guided to do it differently. The new inventions will happen. I mean, how many inventions happen to people because they were passionate over something and they made a mistake? Did they really make a mistake, or were they guided by the divine force to make that mistake? So allow your creativity to flow in the beautiful feminine divine energy. Then you bring it in your stomach, and your action will reflect that. That's where your actually ego is gonna become the universal mind. The other day, and I had this vision about it, and there's other information I'm gonna add in my new book, that actually your third chakra and that gallbladder area, again as in the soul healing, there's many of you who already did my course will understand. It is illuminated by this beautiful sun energy, because sun is a masculine energy. And through this sun energy, as you see in the Egyptians hieroglyphs and the pictures, when you have a sun and the rays, and there are these beautiful people and the gods and goddesses sitting there and somehow absorbing the rays. What is it that they are getting? They are getting the knowledge. It is the connection actually to the universal mind, because your gallbladder meridian is a pathway for your ego mind energies, and that's the connection up there. So you connect yourself to the higher forces of the mind, to your future self, to your soul family, to everybody out there. No, so, and your action, your physical action will reflect your beautiful divine and your beautiful mind energy. It comes in the heart. It's gonna click your alien compass with your alien fragment, right? If you read the Pleiadian Code 3, you know what I talk about. Your compass awaken within your chest, and you become embodiment of this truth, of your way of life, because your way of life will inspire the others. I can't tell you how many times I'm inspired by people. Like somebody can say something based on the how they raise their children, or the advice, for my teenagers that I embrace, or I watch something on the YouTube how to cook this and that, because, well, I like to eat and I like to feed people. That's one of the things that makes me happy. So you get inspired by the people way of life, and their way of life, it's inspired by their own passion, because you can feel it who doing it for the passion and who doesn't. So there in your alien compass, right, activating your chest, you can feel it like coming up and down. It's kind of funny feeling, but you get used to it. It's really cool as kind of the thing. And you speak the truth. You learn to communicate through those 6 heart virtue: compassion, understanding, gratitude, forgiveness, bravery, and humility. This is like my code that I, embrace last year, that I will definitely 100% embracing for the 2022. Something that I found from the Wingmakers, and it really resonates with me. Then we're going in your mind, finally seeing the clearly where we are and where we can go. There are many ways where we can go. I mean, the future is not defined in the stone. We can have the most positive and amazing future, and we can have most destructive future. And you may possibly see the both. I often see the both sides, and one is like very like, oh God, let me just have a nap and sleep maybe for the rest of the day. And one is like, you know what? I want to create. I'm really excited about it. So this is probably the bad part of it, that you'll be seeing the good and the bad, and you have to make a choice. True. You have to make a choice. Are you going to be positive or negative? Positive people are welcomed. Negative people, let's just wait for a little bit until you shift yourself and everybody has an equal chance to be in this new energy. So that is my sharing for today. I am sorry it got a little bit longer. I'm going to send out a newsletter in the probably 2 days or so much on about the classes that will be coming in the end of the January. My first class will be a 4 weeks class about learning and embodying the language of light, developing your abilities. Then we start the soul healing classes again. So, my beautiful souls, I love you so much. I'm here because of you. Because I have chosen to be here so I can share my messages that I receive with you, and of course with myself as well. And I am so grateful. Sometimes when I wake up in the morning and I have a bad day, I have to remind myself how blessed I am, how grateful I am, how amazing my life is, even though that sometimes I have a hard time to see it. I think we all do sometimes. But then I think about my work and my mission and how blessed I am to do what I do. So thank you for who you are. Thank you for being here with me in this lifetime. Thank you for meeting you again. Thank you for believing in yourself, for embodying the truth, for you to be willing to change, for listening your heart, for listening your guides, for going through hard times, for finding the strength to raise up from the bottoms of the bottoms that you have reached. Thank you. And I want to wish you the best year ever. Collectively, if we join and lock in our heart and our mind, that this will be the best year ever. We empower each other across this globe, across this world. And we will shift the reality into the future that we want to manifest and see for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, for those who will come long after we way ascended. So I love you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful year. And naturally, you're going to be hearing from me for the whole year. Love you. My love and light from my heart to yours.